show and a Ferrari 488. Where's mine? Is Chiro Champion signing off. You've been tuned in to There we are. Excellent. Welcome, everybody. It's Wednesday night, 9 o'clock, and we're live at 9. You all right?
Well, I'm all right. Are you all right, Chiro? Because you seem to be on the other end of the old computer there.
I'm all right. I'm crashing after like a very busy few days. And yeah, the world knows how busy I've been. Oh, there we are. We're over there.
You seem to be on the other end of the old computer there.
I'm all right. I'm getting like, oh, there you are. So, hey, it's been pretty epic, and we've had a fantastic weekend. We were filming. You came down to, you were one of the cast members.
I was.
And that was great to have you there. It was very, very, I can't believe the cameraman forgot to put the tape in the video camera. We've got to do it again this Sunday.
Oh, what a shame. What a shame. I'm primarily involved.
So just for anybody watching, and people are going to watch this back later, as I explained in my video that I put out Sunday morning to people in the local area and further afield, Harry, through Spotlight TV, has been commissioned to do a documentary about supercars and guys that spot supercars. So, you know, like Shmee started out as a spotter.
Yeah.
And Supercars of London, he started out as Paul Wallace started out as a spotter, and there's a lot of them that became YouTubers and all that. So they're following spotters to find out how and what's the passion, where they go and what they do. Supercar Sunday in September, that we normally do, would be the opening of the documentary. And so Harry has got January to April to film this 1 hour documentary.
Yeah.
And so we had to put on a Supercar Sunday for the purpose of filming it. Now, to those on the outside that aren't petrol heads, they're like, okay, you're exploiting a loophole. But to everybody that was there on Sunday, it was a massive mental health release as well. And I had everybody coming up to me, thanking me. We did not have one complaint from anybody that was there. And we had multiple police officers on site. You saw them. We were working with them. They were allowed to drive around. They had cars positioned on the roads as well, deterrents to make sure people didn't drive like idiots. And yeah, it went off fine. So we obviously had environmental health pop down, and yeah, just waiting to hear from them. Nobody's spoken about any fines or anything. All the paperwork was watertight as far as I'm concerned, and other people and my legal team have had a look at it. It's all watertight. How did you feel on Sunday?
You know what? It was such a humbling experience. I managed to go to the bar for the 9 minutes it was open, and I bought myself a beer, right? And I put it in my mouth, and then
we
they
weren't selling beer, Sam. We were not selling beer on Sunday.
Oh no, I was donated a beer. It was given to me for free.
Right. Mum gave you a beer because she thought you were a nice guy. She
said I was a pleasant guy. Have a beer, and I put the beer in my mouth, and they said that's the only beer we're giving out today. The beer is off. And I was like humbled because I put it in my mouth, and it was like a surreal experience, you know. It was unbelievable. But apart from that, my free beer at 8, I think it was 10:15 in the morning, mate, the cars that were there, the people that were there, the food, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, it was just, sorry, my camera's having a party, the experience was surreal for me. It's my first ever Sharnbrook experience. I took my buddy David with me. And you know what? It was humbling to see the passion, the love, and the respect that the people have for you, Chiro. You know, I mean, I don't know a better man that was more in control than you with your megaphone. Like, you were smashing it out of the park. But people respect you so much and the situation. and it just worked. It was a very humbling and lovely situation to be in.
I remember you saying to me, everything's a blur for me on a car show. A car show is a car show, and I'm in that zone. Like you said to me, Chiro, geez, I've never seen you in that zone before, because we've vibed in other kind of arenas. But I think one of the things was there's sheer anxiety because of what we're doing, because it's such a fine line in terms of, hey, we're doing this in lockdown, but we've been given the go ahead to do it. But how is it going to be perceived? What's going to be the backlash and this, that, and the other? And obviously, people have lost close members of the family due to this pandemic. I get that. But there's filming going on all the time, everywhere. Carnington Hangars have had enclosed marquees with thousands of people in it. You couldn't have an enclosed marquee at the Sharnbrook for 50 people last summer. You had to have the sides off. So it was everything I've looked into. Honestly, educated myself about it for the last 2-3 months to work out what we were doing and everything else. But there's that, when you're running that event, as you saw, like, we've got the earpiece in. I'm listening to the conversations between the kitchen, the barbecue. They need milk. The gate, we've got this coming in. This guy says that he's supposed to be parked over there. This is all going on in my ear. At the same time, I'm trying to think of what's going on in front of me in my eyes.
Yeah.
It's like all the senses are working. And like you say, I'm in that zone. Honestly, it's that night when the photos start coming through, when I start seeing it on social media, that I start realizing what cars were there, what people were there, what we've achieved. And honestly, when it airs this summer, I'm going to be blown away. We're in it a lot because Scoot, who's a YouTuber, vlogger, he's like the main star of the show. He's been given a year to make or break it. He finished college and then he said to parents, I want to be a YouTuber. It's what I want to do with cars and stuff. He's been given a year, and this is his year to make or break it. So the documentary is following him. He's my videographer. I'm his chauffeur, as it were. The GT4 want to be all over this documentary. And Supercar Sunday opening up is just great. Funny thing was, Harry shared a memory. He came to his first event with a car when he first had a car that he could come to an event with 3 years ago when he was like 18, 19. And it was the breakfast meeting at Sywell with all the ice and snow. So, yeah, it's coming together, mate. But who we got on tonight? Because we're going to bring our first guest.
So, our first guest is Tony and Carmen from Superfly magazine. I was a guest on Sunday at 10 a.m. while we were filming your show. So
you were a guest on their show from our show at the Sharnbrook. So they were effectively at the show. So we could talk 100%. About it.
And the funny thing was, just before I went live with them, I hadn't discussed it with you because I kind of assumed you'd be cool with it. But you did get your megaphone out and say, if anyone here films live, then you're basically banned from pizza. I was like, oh shit, well, I'm just going to go for it. And within 7 or 8 minutes, I was live. And it was quite funny because I was showing them a virtual car show as you would be turning up early in the morning. So I went through the donut, I took a walk around, showed where the food was, a bit of everything. It was absolutely fantastic, and had a lovely chat about what you do and everything. And it was lovely to speak to them. But it's going to be great to bring them on, introduce them to you, because I think they're going to be a big part of our future.
Wicked. No, that's cool, mate. Everybody we're bringing on to this show, and everybody we're meeting. I'm doing the art thing with Ian tomorrow night. Really looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. I've just remembered Chicken Club and art. Let's see how that works out. But
let's bring them in.
Yeah, bring them in. I've just messaged our producer Craig to bring them in. But yeah, all these people that we talk to, whether they're my friends or your friends, we're creating another network of awesome people that we're just going to work together, and it's great to have the positivity. There they are. Hello. Or there's that a picture of them.
I can't see.
Oh, okay.
There we are.
Now there we are. How we doing?
There they are.
That was the image of us. Yes.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know if we had a frozen internet or something going on.
Sorry.
Oh, I think we got crossed over then. What happened then? Sorry, we didn't quite hear you guys.
I said you look that good in real life. See.
Well, thank you. So do you guys.
So welcome to the Car Chat Show. It's my buddy Chiro, and every Wednesday. We were live at 5, but now we're live from 9 p.m. just to sort of keep into the American market, as well as people who have now put the kids to bed. So yeah.
Cool.
Sounds like a grand idea.
Yeah, thanks for having us on, guys. Seriously, it's
Definitely.
a pleasure. Thank you so
That's
much.
cool. Guys, so you tuned in live with Sam at my simulation of a car show for TV purposes on Sunday.
Yes.
We weren't supposed to talk about it. But yes, we did.
Yes, it's fine. Sam's been banned for life now.
Oh no, it sounds like
That's not fair.
Evenings and weekends.
So where are you guys based?
We are in London.
Yeah.
Originally, we are from various bits and bobs, but yes.
yes, London for now. But obviously, originally I'm from Stoke-on-Trent. Carmen's from Germany.
Yep.
We met in Switzerland back, when was it? 2003 through cars. We've been together ever since. And then 4 or 5 years ago, we decided to quit the UK in a sense of literally living out a suitcase the last 6 years. And we've been traveling nonstop till COVID, just documenting the car culture. And that's what we've been doing.
Awesome. I love that. I love that, because Petrolheadonism for me has become it's about car culture, and it's about bringing petrolheads together, whether it's highly modified classics, Americana, supercars, kind of at some point in the middle there, because we started in 2007. In the middle, it kind of became only about the supercars, but then with some of the collaborations I've got going on this year that have built over the last few years, it's going in all directions. And I want to get you guys involved with something really special that's happening in September, which is Petrolheadonism Live. We've got a 2-day event at Nebworth, and Sam's going to be there streaming this live, as well as comparing the stage with our special guest from America. We can't mention that yet.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think it's great what you're doing is mixing all the cultures, because that's where we've come from. We came from the days of Fast Car magazine, which is who I used to work for many years ago, and the Max Power days. And then as we started leaving doing photography full time for about 7 years for different mags, we just had a flavor for every different culture. So I think what you're doing now to mix those together is a great thing to do.
I think to a certain extent we do some of our evenings, which are the Find a Night events, which are once a month on a Wednesday night, and that kind of was like the old Barton Classic meet, but I've gone for literally highly modified Americana, supercars, classics, and highly interesting, and it just brings so many different people together. And then you have the spectators who obviously aspire to be in the showground as well, and it just motivates everybody. But you just see people with smiles, and the nostalgia for a lot of people coming, dads with their kids, they have memories, and that's one of the major things for me doing this since 2007. It's the memories that it's created for families. Now, I mentioned Scoot before you guys came live. He's my videographer. There's pictures of Scoot when he was like 14, 15 at my car shows, and now here we are 5 years later. He's one of our videographers, and we're doing a lot of great work together. So
That's wicked.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
So Chiro, sorry, carry on.
No, go on, you go. I'm gonna have a drink.
So although these people do real drivable cars, these people, how rude is that? These lovely individuals, they're also doing something now, which obviously is bringing the diecast world into this as well. And you got a lot of us, you know, sort of, I'm 33 now. There's people that are in their 40s, 50s that love Corgi, and there's young people that are still loving the Hot Wheels. So, you know, and basically they're bringing out, I think we're going to get a sneak peek here maybe, but they brought out another magazine, which is in relation to diecast cars, which I think is really important, because it really, you know, drags your heart and soul into the cars, doesn't it? You know?
It does. It's you know, I think it's about 7 years ago, we met for the first time a diecast creator
in the UK.
In the UK, yeah, it was by pure chance. He also is into planes as well. So like literally anything motor, give him anything motor and he's there. Anything wheels, and he's there. So and he invited us around, and we were like, holy crap. He literally, the workbench he had was laid out just like you would expect a garage, with tools in it, with a workbench in it. And we were inspired already back then, but it took us that many years and several shows where we actually went to. There's a specific show out in LA every year.
The Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels convention. And it's like if you have seen nothing like that ever. You walk in and every single hotel room, because it's in a hotel, has their doors open, and all you see is people either trading, collecting, showing collection.
It's nuts. All Hot Wheels.
That sounds crazy.
You walk through a candy store, one shop after the next, and you see me smile. It's like literally you cannot stop smiling, and everyone is talking about not only the Hot Wheels, the Hot Wheels they have, but also their real life 1-to-1 scale cars. And it's crazy, it's mind-blowing, really. And today from Australia, a guy sent us a custom Hot Wheels, and literally it arrived today, and he just opened it earlier.
So to give you an idea why we are so excited about this diecast community, especially Hot Wheels, is because these guys are literally doing replicas of what we do in real life, custom vehicles in obviously 1/64 scale. And so this guy that
let's see if I can get it closer.
You can get close. So this guy from Australia who we interviewed on a coffee call live, he replicated this one into this incredible machine. It's in America. It's in a muscle car, and I can't quite see which one it is. If it's a Plymouth or something.
Oh, wicked!
With people on this side, and so
I get it.
These guys, and obviously girls too, get into this. They just started. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Perfect.
I've got that Hot Wheels where it's the Midas monkey.
Oh, that's wicked. Oh, yeah, the gas monkey garage. That's freaking awesome. Yeah, that's cool. So these guys and girls get those and then modify them even further than what you got in the package.
Yeah. Some of them actually cut them into parts, not only roof chop them, but also lower them.
3D printed parts
3D
now.
Printed parts.
Unbelievable.
I just wanted to say the same. You can get fully movable suspension parts for it, and they're miniature. It's crazy. Look at that. Yeah.
I've actually got this London taxi. This is one of my cars, and I've got these decals on the side. That's as modified as I've gone with it. But Sam, my London taxi, could we put a decent engine in it, put air ride on it, and
yep, that's it, bag it.
That's it.
Exactly.
Rolling on 20s, baby.
That'd be crazy, body dropped.
That's it.
Yeah, no, this is a community that we just thought, wow, these guys are just getting all out in these miniatures, replicating real life size cars, or even just doing them to the level where now it's inspiring builders.
That's a bit more than a 64 scale, though.
That's really cool, though. Slam Cadillac, you can't beat that.
Looks like a 1/18 kind of 59 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, baby.
Yeah, that's the one.
But
yeah, so these guys do amazing stuff. We have to show you some of the people who customize them, and you'll see they'll doing them.
I need to come to this show, but I don't think my family will let me. There's boxes in my garage of my Matchbox cars from when I was a kid.
Keep them.
And
bring them out.
I'm keeping everything. And my Burago models, like for some of our
them ones. I used to have them as a kid. I had the Ferrari 4 F40 Testosteros and the Countach.
So
look at that.
I've got the
there you go. Yeah.
Italian 90 Fiat Uno.
Hang on a minute. Does this mean that we're gonna extend our trip, Chiro, to LA so we can swap cars for cars in hotel rooms? Like my missus is going to think I'm going to some sort of brothel,
and
instead we're
dodgy,
just going to trade toy cars.
It definitely sounds dodgy.
It's hilarious. I mean, we went live on the day. We walking around these hotel rooms. It does look dodgy because you're thinking, what are they doing perving in people's rooms? Then you open up and all these geezers are sitting there going with like hundreds of Hot Wheels laying on the bed. Like, what are you dealing with, mate? You think like a dodgy dealer with some money. You're like, what are you selling me right now? Yes. Kind of look a bit strange, but they were so cool. And some of the stuff they got, the rarities like $1,000 for one Hot Wheel. It's just like, wow, you know.
Yeah,
for the collectors, it's one of those places to go, and obviously for customizing too.
Look at that. Oh
hello.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's going on? What's this one?
It's a bit glary.
It's a Mura.
Chrome?
Chrome, yeah.
Fully chrome.
It's a special series, and there's not much information about them. But I've got that and a Gallardo and another model. But that is probably one of my favorite models I have because it's my favorite car.
Is that Is that a Hot Wheel?
No, it's not Hot Wheels.
Not
There's
a Hot
not
Wheel.
much information about what it is, but I've got. See, I don't know what happened with me. With Matchbox was my era,
Yes.
and then Hot Wheels came in. I know they've always been around in America, but Hot Wheels wasn't really a UK thing. It was more about Matchbox, and
Yeah.
there was the Corgi cars, wasn't there?
Yeah.
But
That's it
Hot
for the
Wheels,
UK.
when I was at the shop earlier, they got a box on the side, $1.99 for all these Hot Wheels cars, and I'm just like, the overdone custom ones aren't really my thing. I don't know.
There's a lot of extreme ones done at the moment, like spaceship style and branded ones with different companies like Coke and whatnot, and Star Wars. So there's some that are really extreme. We don't tend to go for those. We go for the ones that are a bit more customized, like we would see driving ever down the road. But they've got so many varieties now. It's just mind blowing. And when we started to do this and getting involved with the community, we then went to the Mattel headquarters. We did a competition with Hot Wheels to actually go to this whole custom community and just get people involved to sponsoring. You know, we had like Magnus Walker involved, Maximilian from Gumball. We had prizes.
Wow.
And it went to a global competition. We had 270 odd entries worldwide that came in with their custom vehicles.
And stunning, really stunning cars.
And that's when we thought, holy cow, there's something else here. But these guys, just like us, got real life size custom vehicles, and they had the Hot Wheel collection, or they built them in their little kitchen table with all the tools that you would have in a garage. And so every Sunday now we do a coffees and diecast live on Instagram. And
the next one is at 10 a.m.
And the shows around.
Our time.
Get shows around. They've got their dioramas. They've got their worktop, and I'm like, this is professional. They've got a 3D printing machine. Everything. I'm like, holy shit! You guys have
right. Of course, that's how they're doing it.
I just watched your VT that you played on our, you know, because basically on the Zoom chat here we can all see us talking, but we can't see the VT. And I'm just watching the VT. I mean, the quality is second to none as well. You know, just you seem so passionate about what you do. And obviously, I'm just watching the VT again. We're playing that again. But I mean, it is just such high quality, and it just shows the quality of, you know, the passion you put into this. Because I met you in 2015 at SEMA with the Rolls-Royce Rat Roll with Nick Williams, and he loves what he does, and he told me, you know, you guys are the same, you know, and you know, we've known each other, you know, 6 years now, and it's amazing how something so small, you know, meeting someone and a handshake can turn into a lifelong relationship, you know.
It's true, and it was a pleasure to meet you back then too, because we've come from this culture since a long time. We had, you know, a car featured in Max Power back in the day, and then we met through this, and
have you still got it? We're having a Max Power reunion event in September.
Yes, Mark was saying to us, you want a space for a stand. So I think we're bringing a couple of cars, so we're definitely going to be there. It's going to be one hell of a reunion.
Yeah, so we're having a meeting tomorrow night, another catch up about that. So that's Mark, who's
awesome.
Literally my partner on the event. I'm doing all the behind the scenes, arranging it, everything. But yeah, the reunion, we can't call it the Max Power reunion because of Bauer Media, but the reunion. We've got some ridiculous cars coming, and it's just going to be awesome. So you guys are speaking to Mark already, so we'll definitely see you then as a minimum. Okay, it's cool.
Alongside Mark, no.
Mark was just on Instagram.
Max Power.
Oh no, different Mark.
Oh, different Mark. Sorry,
different Mark altogether. No, that was Mark, who was the Mark Guest, who was the last editor of the magazine before.
Oh, okay.
Right.
No, different Mark. But no, we met Mark on Instagram when he launched the account, and I was like, oh my gosh. A resurgence of Max Power days. This is great. We came from that. We support you, and then Millsy and Dan came on. We're like, okay, we support you guys because we're friends and that. So we're all come from that world, and being from that world to doing what we're doing today, for us, we've lived and breathed it. We used to do cruising up in Manchester, Blackpool. We used to take hundreds of cars to the south of France, do car shows. We've done it all, and for us, we just live and breathe it. So to meet guys like you, it's like, well, we want to make friends. We're not just there to take pictures like just a photographer or a magazine that's just there to just take the pictures and that's it. We live and breathe it, and if we can create something, which we have, that's what we do today. Because people said, oh, you should just, you know, you do photography, but you know, a lot of people, why don't you do your own thing and do a magazine? And so we ended up doing that, and that's what we're evolving. Like you're saying with Sam, and now we're going into the diecast side. We're going into also micro machines will be another thing we're coming into soon. That's another thing we're working on. And also into the future cars. We got Chapter 2050, which is all about the AI and the artificial intelligence and hybrids and all that kind of stuff. So we're sort of bringing Superfly into a bigger brand now, so to speak, under Matthew's Creative. We've come from doing it, but we still want to be passionate about it and still go out there. But we're now evolving something we never thought we would do. And it's because of the likes of this culture that we're doing what we're doing today. We never thought we'd be doing this.
No,
So,
it's
Let
we
alone work
are
for a
lucky,
magazine.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let alone working for a magazine, we never thought
That's
that
it.
would happen. Where I chased it and it just happened, one
Yeah.
thing to the next, and then I did it. So.
Well, now we are having our own magazine, so that is, and actually now two,
Yeah.
two different ones.
A lot more, yes.
Wow.
Which, yeah,
The car culture for me, like, okay, I do it from the show side of things. Now, I said to my wife years ago, by the time I'm 50, I'm 44 now, I want to be solely doing stuff with cars. But I'm not a grease monkey like Sam. I'm not mechanically minded. I love cars. I've got several cars. But if I need to do something on a car, I'd rather call my uncle, my cousin, or a friend to come over and show me how they do it. But whether it's not me. But the car culture is made up of just so many different factions. It's like detailers, you've got tuners, you've got tire guys that really know their tires inside out, but then you've got so many different categories within that. We've already talked about the highly modified classics, American supercars, vintage. You just go in so many different directions. You brought to this conversation diecast. That literally just switched me on. I'm like, pow, look at this. But it's just the car culture is just something that brings everybody together, and I just love like the shared passion. I've always kept it about car clubs, real cars, real people. Yeah, I can go to car shows like Geneva where you've got brand new cars being displayed, and I love that. But I love, for instance, and Sam, you must have felt this on Sunday, you've got people driving in 3 supercars. There was Cuff 2, 3 and 4 number plates on an SVJ, Honda NSX and a Ferrari FF.
Yeah.
He brought three cars to the show. And he was one of the 3 guys that Mum said was such a lovely, amazing, lovely, humble chap. But you meet these people and they're just so down to earth. The scene is amazing. You have got idiots. We all come across them in all walks of life. But
hi.
Finally, we got rid of him. But no, Sam, how did you feel about it with like the atmosphere and stuff? It was your first time at Sharnbrook.
You know what? It was the music, it was the food, it was the people, it was the atmosphere, and it was the host. I mean, you know, to have someone like you that is so passionate about what you do, from the minute you get through that door,
you see him get angry.
A very angry man, especially with his crowd. If you can't hear how angry he is, I can assure you can hear how angry he is. If you're not driving down that side, get out the way and let the cars drive through. Because if you don't move, and I have to ask you again, you're going to be banned from pizza for the rest of your life. Simple. And you do not want to be banned. I'm telling you guys, if you're ever driving...
Where do we access the magazine? Buy the magazine, or because I've seen from the VT.
Welcome guys, Tony here from Superfly Autos. Behind the camera is Carmen, and today we're in a very special place up North England, a place called Durham. And as you can probably see to the side of my shoulder, something quite incredible is behind us. It's something that we've just never seen to this extent in terms of custom vehicles before. It's called the Automatron. It was built by a guy.
We had a lovely interview with Shane at his premises.
2 years back now.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. And literally everything goes. This one is out in Japan.
Wow.
I'm not holding it right there.
No, that's it. Yeah,
So this magazine is a bit smaller than the A4. It's almost like an A5 size. It's a lot
Yeah.
smaller, and it's every few months, and we do a collection of the most extreme vehicles we've ever photographed, from Jeeps, from muscle cars, from retro classics and hot rods. And it's just no advertisement, just pure imagery, high quality, and obviously a lot of different vehicles. Some of the best we've got.
This one is out in Germany. The one before was out in America.
Yeah.
That's in print. Then we're obviously going to turn it into digital as well very soon. Obviously,
That's
we're just
it.
still
Can
working
I ask you a personal question? You don't have to answer. If there's no advertising, because one of the things I do a lot of is promotion and sponsorship, affiliate programs and partnerships with so many people in what I do. How do you run a magazine without advertising in it? I'm just absolutely personally interested.
Well, we sell all the merchandise as well, so we have merchandising that we off the back of that. It's just that, you know, in the past I've worked in the magazine industry, and not everybody's willing to do that anymore. Yeah. And we wanted to provide something that's more like a coffee table book that someone can keep and not throw away.
See that? It looks amazing.
So we decided to make it that way, and obviously we charge for the magazine. It's not free, you know. We have a price tag to it, and so we make money on that, and obviously the merchandising that we have as well.
Sweet, that's cool.
It looks more of like is it what they call like a boutique kind of magazine now? Like
boutique or boutique? What do you mean?
Like a lot of these magazines now, like Cartoons Magazine, that kind of stuff, is more of a collector's piece than just something you like. Max power, brilliant. There's some cool stuff in the back of it, goes in the bin. These things now are something that is more of a. When you come to my car sales, I have Cartoons magazines because I'm proud of them, and I want people to, you know, look at it and go, "Wow, look at that!" And it's a talking point. It's not just something that I personally care about. It's something I want to express my feelings with. And when you look at your magazines, the quality of them is like something like an actual book you buy in a shop, not just a cheap Weatherspoons not Weatherspoons, bloody hell, sorry, I've got beer on my mind.
It's been a while,
W.H. Smith magazine that you'd expect just to get, you know, and discard. It seems like a lifer, your magazine, you know.
We definitely consider these ones coffee table books, collector's items. So it's not your average £4 per month magazine you go to buy, and then you lose interest very quickly because there's like one big story, three smaller ones, and the rest is advertising in it. That is exactly what we wanted to avoid, and hence we skipped on all the advertising, stick to only the cars we photographed around the world, and make it as entertaining as possible, so people really can go back again and again and again. Which is nice now as well for the diecast. Many of our diecast guys come to us and say, "Hey, this car is awesome. I want to build this. Do you have some more images?"
Supercar in a studio for the purpose of taking pictures. It was amazing.
Welcome guys, Tony here from Superfly Autos. Behind the camera is Carmen, and today we're in a very special place, North England, a place called Durham. And as you can probably see to the side of my shoulder, something quite incredible is behind us. It's something that we've just never seen to this extreme in terms of custom vehicles before.
This whole diecast conversation has really got me buzzing. I just love it.
It's incredible, you'll see, because I remember we met a guy a while back on Instagram, and he's still active today, and his name is Raging Duck. I have no idea exactly why he calls himself that, but when we started interacting with him, he's working for Hollywood. He couldn't say what films he's working on, but bloody hell, when you watch what he can do with an iPhone in terms of filming,
it looks surreal.
He filmed a video for us to launch our competition in 2017 with Mattel, and it looked like it was done by somebody who was in Hollywood. And then when he showed us the setup, I'm like, you've just done that with LED lights, some white paper, and an iPhone, and you just edited that together. It was nuts. It was like smoke coming off the back of the cars. It was racing, the sound effects. It was like these cars are racing. I'm like, wow, there's talent. And that's when we just knew that it's exciting. We know that it's something that we've been waiting for a long time, and it's just starting. And the people that you meet through this, just like you're talking about your events at the hotel that you have, it's all like this community, this family, they want to help each other out. Oh, I'll send you some wheels, and it's sent someone in Japan and vice versa to Australia because he's just made some 3D wheels. With an engine, a 3D printed engine, and he wants to send it to this guy who's just done this car. He's like, I just need an engine now.
They're fingertip size, literally.
It's
nuts. Incredible.
It really is. It's just.
But on the whole note, we've worked for the last 6 weeks now to create a diecast magazine. And Tony, I think, is going to be sneaky and will show you the cover, so nobody has seen the cover yet.
Exclusive, like an exclusive.
So But this will be released, so it will be probably all up and running on the software to be bought from the 27th, so this next weekend, Saturday. But we will be talking and releasing it fully on the 28th on our Instagram. We will be live and we'll be talking about it.
This will be a bit of a different magazine because it's going to be themed every issue. So basically it's going to be a quarterly, so every 3 months, and
it's jam-packed. It's 71 pages of goodness.
It'll be themed every single month. Every issue will be themed in a way,
and there is nothing else like it. There's no diecast magazine, so this
not
is
like this.
There's
diecast,
nothing like it.
There's diecast magazine out there, but nothing like this is going to be.
No,
and it's going to be very interactive. So
are you ready?
All right, you ready?
The first issue is based on 80s and 90s nostalgia. So hopefully you can see it, but I'm not sure how easy.
Tilt it a bit. Tilt it.
Oh, this is not easy. Can you try? It's so blinding. I don't know if you guys can really see that.
No.
Oh, that sucks.
Let's see.
I don't have it. Well, we don't have it printed.
That's a good. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah,
that looks killer.
Wow. Okay. So this is. Oh. So you're saying this is like 80s, 90s?
What do you see when you see that?
It's taking me back to those boxes I've got in the garage that I need to go because they're all my cars from when I was a kid. So I was 4 in 1980. So the 80s, they're all the cars in my garage, the Matchbox ones.
So basically, that is replicating a cereal box from the 90s, like Tony the Tiger's Frosties and that. So the cover is replicate. It's all Hot Wheels inside.
That's it, Hot Wheels inside.
In the bowl.
So
Brilliant.
From a guy who's in the UK who customized them called Sideways King. And so the whole magazine is designed like a scrapbook and a magazine from the 90s. Remember the scrapbooks used to, instead of Instagram, you'd have the book where you'd have to cut out things from magazines and stick them down. The whole thing is designed like that inside out. So it's not just the covers like that. The whole of the pages look like the back.
That is amazing.
I want issue number 1 for sure. I need
100%.
Yeah.
We wanted to create something that was just not just a normal die-cast magazine where you got them out there. It's like, it's great, it does the job, but it doesn't have something that's a bit exciting. And we thought if you make it themed each quarter, and the second issue is going to be a really cool one as well. And the one after, it's every time people pick it up, they go, it's reminding me of something of my childhood or right now what I'm doing. And then inside you have to go back to page 5 or maybe go to page 25 to see something different. So there's kind of a back and forth type of thing. And there's something you'll miss every time you go back in. So it's not just get a magazine, just throw it down.
I think it's hard. It's so hard now because obviously I have subscriptions to several magazines, but it's not interactive like you say. And so people on kids nowadays and like that whole generation are on their phone and it's so instant and they haven't got the attention span, I think, to sit and read one of the traditional magazines anymore. And I'm not saying that in a rude way because
you're right.
I'm just with my phone and like I'm going to be completely honest, all my magazines are on subscription. Next to every toilet in my house, there's a stack of magazines. That's the only time.
No, you're right though. It's no different for any one of us. So this magazine, and this is for us a trial run just as much. It will also be available on Kindle and on tablets as well. So it will be available online, digital. It's been a long time that we had that trialed. Back then, apps weren't all that quick as yet. And people said, the 10 seconds to download was too much for me. So
10 seconds, wow.
I know.
It's that whole attention kind of like thing at the moment. Like TikTok's 15-second TikTok, for some people, that's too long. They're swiping straight away.
Yes, yes. So the point with the magazine as well is that we are aiming to incorporate QR codes. So anybody we are talking about, who they can find on Instagram, on Facebook or somewhere, there's a QR code and you can instantly go there and say, wow.
That's amazing.
Because many of those Hot Wheel creators do sell their own stuff as well. So we are trying to, cross promote all those people and get them together and do what you would do in an environment that is one-to-one and that has dropped away because of COVID.
No, that's absolutely. I'm so excited to have met Tony Carmen. You saw me jumping around picking up cars. It's so chairman of the Lamborghini.
So last day out here in the middle of
Buy
Japan.
him a copy of that just because he comes to Rushton Lakes, Sam, just up the road. There's a new huge place, Rushton Lakes. They've got a shop which just sells magazines, but they're the ones that you can't find in WH Smith and things like that. So
there you go.
In the hotel, he has to go there every time because he looks for that. Yeah, brilliant.
Nice.
Amazing.
Awesome.
This, if you have kids or not, is our coloring book.
Oh, can I get that for Sam? Does it come with crayon?
Sam, this. So you can buy this on Amazon. It's really incredible. It was actually run with a friend of ours, Fireball Tim, in America. He is a Hollywood car designer. Like, name a couple of movies. The first one is Batman, the original Batman. He designed the car. So he did this book with us, and we actually reached out to our community and said, okay, who is up for having his car in this book? So these are all real cars.
Brilliant.
They're out there now. None of them has been demolished, as far as I know. So this is a true one-of-one custom.
That's the Radical Rod winner.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's
that's Sean Puzz's car.
Amazing. It's Excalibur. That's out in America. This is an English one.
Model T buckets, Delivery Express.
Oh, brilliant.
It was just we've known you for a long time. We want to do something special, and we thought, let's do something that it's not been done like that before. We don't think anyone's done one with custom cars.
No.
So we thought, give it a go.
That is so awesome. Honestly, like we've got some viewers watching, and I know I've got a couple of them that have got kids that I'm seeing who's watching at the moment, and I would have loved that as a kid. That is
100%, 100%.
It's custom as well.
True to,
Hey.
Amaze.
Brilliant. Oh wow, guys, it's been so awesome to have you on. We're conscious that we've got our next guest in the waiting room, but we need to hook up. Like we're going to organize
100%.
Once we're allowed to, we're going to organize like a little kind of networking evening at the hotel and just invite everybody along that have been part of these shows. And just to get everybody working together, because I think there's a lot of ways that we can all help each other and cross promote. And when it's about UK car culture, I think we're all part of that. And Annie Bennett, she wants one. She's not a kid anymore, but she wants one of the magazines as well. So
these are amazing. If I would have my pens, I'm an avid colorer usually. I haven't got my pencils with me. They're all in storage in the locker. I would already have colored all of these in.
Yeah,
it's literally, it's amazing. And how much are they? I can't even remember. $8 something.
I think like £6-7 on Amazon.
Yeah.
You should go on Amazon, Superfly.
Right. I'm going to find it on Amazon and share it to my Facebook page because we've got a lot of friends.
Anybody who is maybe listening and wants to have a bigger bulk, we can arrange something.
Wicked.
Amazing.
Great. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, Tony. Thank you, Carmen. Much appreciated.
Cheers.
Take care.
Cool.
Take care.
Bye.
Well, we've got a few people watching in on Facebook, got a few people watching in on YouTube, and mate, they are just, you saw me jumping up and down. I went and grabbed cars and check out my car collection.
Isn't this amazing though? Like, you brought Mike Musto in, who my car was like his favorite car at SEMA, and it blew my freaking mind. And then I bring Tony and Carmen in, which are like lovely, lovely people. And then you're overwhelmed. And then like it's just so nice that we can share our friends, man.
No, absolutely. So I've got Martin Lucy's on Amazon as we speak, placing an order. But Superfly Colouring Magazine was only the tip of the iceberg. Obviously, Superfly, the actual magazine, coffee table, brilliant, amazing. And then they've got the Diecast magazine coming out. I want issue #1, and I want it signed by Tony and Carmen. So
100%.
Sounded amazing.
Where's your guest? Your other guests in the lobby?
Yes, let's get him in. And so, is he there? Coming in?
Is he anywhere?
Just going back to, we've got a few people watching again, going back to what happened on Sunday at the Sharnbrook Hotel. We were filming for the documentary. for supercar spotting. Alan,
There he is.
how we doing? Connecting the audio, and you're in the room. How you doing, mate?
I'm really good, yourself?
Wicked. So we've had a lot of guests on our show over the last couple of months that Sam has known for years, or I've known for years. Alan from Bikeworld TV, we literally hadn't met until Monday morning, but we had conversations for about a week, and it feels like we've been long-term buddies.
Yeah.
But
long-term buddies, I hope.
Yeah, definitely, exactly. Well, we're going to be working on some bike stuff together. We haven't had a proper bike day at the hotel ever, and as soon as I mentioned it in a couple of posts a week ago, people are like saying, "When's the bike day? When's the bike day?" But also met Alan through EBC Brakes, who we're working with to do a couple of days at EBC Brakes World HQ in Northampton. We'll do a bike day and a car day.
Wow, that's awesome.
But then Alan, and we're going to run the VT on this, Alan. You know the video you guys filmed on Monday at the runway?
Yeah.
We're going to run that in the background so that's all people can see. That's had thousands of views already. But
we're up to 30-something, 35, 36, something like that. So,
wow.
Since I loaded up sometime yesterday,
So
last night, I think it was.
Yeah, Sunday night, Sam. I'm sending out an email to everybody, like joining instructions for Monday morning. Obviously, I had a busy day at the hotel Sunday with the car show for the TV. And then Monday morning, Alan's emailed me, how many runs do you think we'll get today? So on that note, Alan, how did Monday go from your point of view?
It was great fun. We enjoyed ourselves. We really did. I mean, it's unusual with a bike to have the opportunity to really put it through its paces properly, apart from on track, obviously. We wanted to do some straight line stuff for a while. We've done some of the
Monday
past,
morning.
A couple of our big
even
videos we did,
with a cool job like mine, mucking around on bikes at
Bike
Bikeworld. Monday mornings are never as bonkers. Monday morning. Look at that. We are absolutely chocker with supercars, explodey turbos and pops and bangs. There are some incredible cars here. And I've got to keep up the
Just watching your VT now is amazing. And when my dad took it out, he said you don't even need to touch the clutch. It's basically completely sequential gears. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we'll have a quick shifting the revs of the engine and so you can chop in and out of gears. That's so you can do fast changes. Electronics nowadays is just IMUs that recognise that, gyroscopes recognise how far you're leaning, what you're doing, whether you're wheeling, what you're doing, whether you're... There's even a couple of bikes now, you go and think called slide control. If you ever watch MotoGP or anything like that, and you see these guys backing into the corner, you can actually now have a system on a Ducati that you can set how far you want to slide. And you can just grab the brake, the back brake, and it will slide in to a certain degree for you, and then back out the corner. Makes you look like a hero. It's great. But
that's unbelievable.
The thing is, the thing that we do and the thing we like doing is turning everything off. So the stuff we did on Monday, we had everything turned off, launch control, everything, because Chris, my rider, he's a professional rider. He prefers to feel the bike than feel too much of the electronics. So you get to feel what the bike's doing instead of the electronics. But the electronics can also aid in a certain way as well.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I mean, I'm just watching the video now. You know, you got Teslas and BMWs raced each other. It's amazing. You know, it looks like you had such a lot of fun.
Well, we had an amazing turnout. Obviously, this was the 4th time at the runway, and we only launched this date, I think, last Wednesday. and to get the Ferrari 488 Challenge Evo race car, living life fast, Ricky in his 720S 600 LT, the F12 literally joined us on Friday evening. It was unreal. And then we kind of just did some exciting stuff, which is played in your video, and I love the video, Alan. The video is absolutely awesome. To turn that around in less than like a couple of days. You've got the Teslas either side, or so that was 2 droids versus the bike, slipping down the middle. It was amazing.
Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, I like to turn stuff around quick. You know, it just keeps it. The other reason I do it quick is that obviously I get it up on TV pretty quick, so the production turnaround is really tight. So that stuff there will be on TV next week. So I'm always in production with the show, so that we're always producing content. So we're on every 2 weeks, and we've been on every 2 weeks for the last 12 years, and we've not stopped. So we've got tons and tons of content. So we're always working on something, getting it produced and done, and then edited and straight onto the show straight away.
Yeah.
Just keeps it relevant and keeps it fresh and new. Do you know what I mean?
So when the riders pulling wheelies nearly in every drag race, is that because it's just so easy for him? He's just like wiping the floor with the bike.
He's just having fun.
I spoke to him a couple of times, and I was just like conscious that you'd email me making sure we get enough runs, sort of thing, but also like as long as the rider's having fun. So I said to him a couple of times, is this okay for you? He's like, this is absolutely bonkers. Yeah. One of the most quintessentially hilarious moments is when the cameraman is in the back of the Rolls-Royce Dawn with the roof down, filming the Rolls-Royce Dawn racing the bike. And just to be there that is a memory I'll have for life. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was good fun. I mean, we do some crazy stuff. You know, we do that stuff. You know, we're a couple of days before then, we were a track up in Blyton, up north, and we were doing lots of track action and doing the crazy stuff around track. And Chris was riding a number of different bikes back to back. So we do get to do some good stuff. But the head-to-head straight stuff is what I wanted to do, and I want to be a bit of a forefront as well, the bike side of things concerned, and create more of this straight line content, because it is, people love it, people like it, and we've done a couple of them. I think our H2R one's nearly 9 million views now. That one, it's just gone crazy. So
wow,
we want to do more of this stuff. So really happy to join you guys. And what we're thinking of doing is actually, we don't want to get to the stage where it's just gets stupid and the bike keeps winning. So we're actually going to start going downwards with some stuff. We will bring some smaller bikes and other things that might challenge Chris, our rider, a bit more. Okay. You know, something that might be a little bit more interesting, sort of thing. We might even.
I hear that. But how about putting you up against a Koenigsegg or a Bugatti Chiron?
Yeah, they'd be interesting. I mean, I'm actually on a bike. We're on a bike launch in a few days' time. The new Suzuki Hayabusa, brand new one. Wow. So we're thinking that once we've seen how competitive that is and how good that bike is, that could be one we bring.
Okay. So I'm speaking out loud here, but we've got an event at Sywell on the 30th of May. It's Supercar Fest. It's one of my friends that organises it. I've got a Petrolheadonism enclosure with hypercars.
Yeah.
And we'll have a chat, Alan, because I can't see why they won't be happy with you bringing a couple of bikes along and filming it.
Well, that'd be good practice, because that's where we're running the Hayabusa at Sywell on Wednesday next week, Thursday next week, Wednesday or Thursday next week. So it'll be good practice for us. So I'll get him to practice his launches.
Yeah, definitely.
And it'd be quite interesting, because the other thing is we didn't use launch control on that bike either. There is a really good launch control, but we ran without it just to, you know, see what it's like and see how it goes. So, but if we can get hold of something like an H2R or an H2R is pretty good. That thing is just nuts, absolutely nuts. If you get a chance to look up our video, go onto Bikeworld and look at, just type in H2R. It chirps. The thing has this weird, what it is, it's the supercharger. When it hits the speed of sound, it makes this weird chirping sound. And it's very, very cool and blistering fast. It is crazy fast, absolutely ridiculous. Wow. So if we can go one of those, we know a couple of people that have got them, we'll bring one of those with us, and that'll be interesting.
We had a guest at our Supercar Sunday TV documentary filming that we did on Sunday, and it was Ruby Rides. Have you come across Ruby?
I know Ruby pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, she was there with her bike, and everybody was going crazy about, you know, forget it's a lady on a bike, which is, you know, she's great personality, amazing what she does. But the power and sound of that bike was crazy.
Yeah.
And I can't even tell you what bike it was because...
An R1.
It was an R1, was it? Wow.
Yeah, Yamaha R1 she rides, yeah.
It was pretty epic. And so we're going to have her back. Her H2.
Oh, no, sorry, it's the H2. No, Ruby rides. Yes, sorry, wrong person.
Yeah, sorry.
She's on an H2.
She was on a H2. And she came into parked her up behind an AMG GTR, and kind of everybody was like around her because the bike culture, as I said, it's not, we have it at the Italian car and bike there, and we have Italian bikes there. We had Envy Augusta as our guest mark a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But we haven't done it really for the bike world. So as I say, we'll liaise and definitely do an event at the hotel for that.
Yeah, no, we'd love to. I mean, we've got a decent following. They are a different audience, obviously, bikers, but it'd be really interesting to get an interesting crossover because you know, we have a lot of comments on our videos, the bike versus car stuff we've done, where people have had a moan at us because we've done, you know, beat the cars, and then the bikers come and go, yeah, and it all gets quite interesting. it's just a bit of fun. We've had some comments already, people saying, oh, did you time it and all that? No, it was just done for laugh at this stage, you know what I mean, just for a bit of fun.
Yeah. So Cywell is obviously research and development testing that you're doing this week. That's right. Yeah, because we've had conversations with Cywell about trying to get them for what we've been doing, but it is strictly R&D testing.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone out there knows of any locations we can use, I said we'd be happy to get involved with it and join in as well and do more of this stuff because they are running out. I've been trying to find locations, and they are getting stricter and stricter. None of the REF locations now will allow it, or very few. They say it's a REF wide thing where they say no to all these sort of fun things, which is a pain in the ass. But I'm sure we can find something. There must be something out there.
Yeah, so Alconbury was something I did with Rory Reid for Auto Trader August, September last year, but it's not the greatest kind of like location runway. It's kind of disused and it's getting churned up quite a bit. But obviously Turwestern has been amazing. We've done 4 events in the last month, but now they're back to flying. And again, that's the thing with most of the other aerodromes, they're back to flying. So it restricts being able to do this. I've got people now messaging me, haven't seen your videos, haven't seen the videos by LLF and all the videos we've done, saying, well, how can I get involved? When's the next one? And it's like, at the moment, it's not. So the only one I'm exploring is Santa Pod.
Santa Pod's an option. I thought that's the other thing to do is to look at Santa Pod on an off day because but there again, you have got the issue that you're going to kill some cars doing that because obviously it's set up for proper track racing. So the guys have got to be aware that they're going to pop some things here and there, do some damage. So it is different to just running on a runway. We've run a couple of things there, but looking at what you do, I can't understand why they wouldn't because if there's enough of you there to do it and they're getting paid, I can't understand why they wouldn't.
I've got a really good relationship with Santa Pod. Been speaking to them for 3 weeks. They've just been waiting for environmental health to get back to them. And I think I'm allowed to say it. They're not allowed spectators from the 12th of April.
Yeah. So
they're allowed to reopen from the 12th of April without spectators. So they can't run their events. So they're getting back to me with a price, and it would be Sunday, the 18th of April. So I'll speak to you anyway as soon as I know, Alan, what we're doing then. And it's a case of making it fit. That if they give me a price, then I'll just work it back. It's our breakfast meeting every year. It starts off our season at the Sharnbrook. We meet up at the hotel at breakfast, and then we cruise to whichever location. And it's not a money maker. Whatever location we're going to costs us however much to hire. Break it down so it's 200 cars divided into that, and that's what pays for it, sort of thing. So I'll let you know as soon as I know. If you're on my WhatsApp list, as you've seen, I'm prolific.
Yeah. No, we'll be there, mate. We'll be there. We'd love to join you. We'd love to come and have more fun. And as I said, we want to get to the stage where we're bringing something a little bit slower to make it a bit more interesting. Might even bring a scooter next time.
Yeah. That's custom one though. I bet it's a custom one.
Funny enough, we do some bike builds, and we were seriously thinking of building really fast 2-stroke scooter, you know, putting it in like an old Cub frame.
Yeah.
But those things are absolutely, if they're tuned right, they're absolutely ballistic. And the whole point is they're fun as well, because they don't look like a proper bike. It just looks like a, you know, a shopping cart type thing. But like, it's crazy.
Have you seen the video of the guy on the Cub 90 doing the motocross track?
No.
Go on YouTube and search for it. The guy buys a Cub 90 and he turns up at a motocross track. He whips the tires off, puts some mud tires on it, and you've never seen such a piece of shit have so much fun ever. And there's like these massive 500 like KTMs getting stuck in the mud. Then there's this kid just going around on this little Cub 90, just having it. It's amazing.
Well, we do that. What is really important for us on all the content we create is fun. We have fun. And that's the most important thing. If we're not having fun, or put it like this, if my riders aren't having fun, so I don't get to have the fun, I'm the guy that does all the bloody work. Riders, as long as they're having fun, it comes across that they're having fun, and whatever you ride, and it's important. It is important, and we like to show biking in the most positive way we can. Do you know what I mean? Because it doesn't get the best of presses at the time. But sometimes, you know, biking's looked at quite negatively by the public, so we always try and make it look as positive as we can. And you know, create a good atmosphere.
It's similar for what we do with our events, whether it's at the hotel or elsewhere. You always got the section of the communities that aren't into their cars. They're the ones that drive the Honda Jazzes, couldn't care about how they get from A to B, but they just literally hate petrol heads. And anybody's got a nice car that looks good or sounds good. You know, I've had friends that have got Mustangs on their driveway and they've had them filled with expanding foam because when they start it up in the morning, it makes too much noise and neighbors are arseholes. But it's this whole culture that we've got, whether it's bikes or cars, which we're all part of. We spoke to Tony and Carmen earlier about how it expands through so many different factions. But then you've now got this new culture of electric cars. And I've started seeing electric bikes. I don't get it. I don't get it. How do you feel about the electric bikes?
Watch this space, actually. We are, me and Chris, the rider who was in that video, me and him are doing a bit of a joint thing together where we're going to be concentrating more on electric, just because it's coming and we want to embrace it. We have to embrace it. Yeah. Now, personally, I don't mind them. A lot of bikers don't like them and understand why. Biking is a passionate thing. It's sound, it's smell, it's feel, it's everything that goes with it. But until you've actually been on an electric bike and felt how bloody awesome they are and how quick they are, you can't say anything. So bikers are very quick to dismiss them, go, nope, never have one of them. But you get on something like the Harley Davidson Livewire, which is just an absolutely ballistic thing. So that's the other thing we might do at some point. We might bring an electric bike along or something and see how that goes.
Wow, that's cool.
But similarly, we had the Teslas there on Monday morning, and blistering power. And I've driven Teslas, and I am always impressed by the technology and the way it all-wheel power and the way it goes 0 to 100 is amazing. But 100 plus, it's dead.
Yeah, and after that, no, exactly.
But it's soulless.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
Is there a thrill to riding an electric bike?
There is a thrill because obviously it still gives you that adrenaline rush. You've still got all the emotions that are going on 2 wheels that you would do with an engine. It's just missing a couple of them, but you've still got the same danger. You've still got everything going on there. But I think personally, we're a while off until we find the right formula for anything. You know, especially bikes electric, because they run out too quickly. The batteries aren't big. There's not enough capacity for the batteries at the moment. So the future is coming. I think it's a way off for bikes, because I don't think it's battery for bikes. It needs to be something else.
A friend of mine's got one of these. It looks like a kind of moped, but no engine in the middle. And the battery is in the floor. Yeah. And it does, I think it's got like a 34-mile range. You can do like 60 miles per gallon. Yeah. Sorry, 60 miles of range, or whatever. And he basically, he charges it in the morning. He drives to work and he rides back and he gets about 4 days out of it. And it costs him 12 pence a week to go to work. Yeah. And he charges it in about 4 hours. Yeah. And he said it is still scary to ride. You're still worried about people pulling out on you. You still get that thrill of the wind in your hair. but he said you kind of lose the feeling, if that makes sense. So, you know, when you're riding the bike, you can dump the clutch, you can feel where you're at, you can feel the engine pulling you back. There is that essence of engine braking, that kind of stuff. But he said on this electric bike, it's like go or no. He said it feels very unnatural, and it took him a good 3 or 4 months just to get used to pulling up to a junction without having to stop every time, because he was not getting used to, you know, normally when you pull up to a junction, you can sort of allow it to pull the clutch in, give you a little bit of, you know, idling space, and then crack on away you go. He said with electric, it was so unnatural. It took him a lot longer to get used to that.
But what's his motivation? Is his motivation saving money? Because I would rather stick 25 quid in my Cayman and blast it to work and back.
Yeah, for him, basically, he's got more money than, I don't know what your financial situation is, but he's got more money than you can shake a stick at.
Oh, right. So
and I think
that it's not about saving money.
But for him, the reason he's got so much money is because he keeps hold of it. And you should see some of the stuff he's got. That's it. And for him to drive to work and back every day and not spend a penny, I think it's so he can spend a load more on his other crap that he don't need, you know?
At the moment, I get that the value in electric scooters for cities and things like that. I get that. Infrastructure needs to be there. I think if you're going to ride into London, there needs to be stations and places where you can charge the bike and you can guarantee to getting home. That works for me. That works fine. But I think the fun element, I get what you're saying. The fun element, I think you're never going to beat a petrol engine for that. But
no,
throbbing between your legs.
We've got to embrace it. I think if anything, you guys have got to embrace it sooner than we do, because I don't think bikes are included in any of this legislation at the moment about what year that it all has to be electric. And I think that, I don't know when that's going to come, but just purely because the tech's not there. But the manufacturers are working on it. You know, there's a conglomerate of manufacturers at the moment that are working on a changeable battery system, so they'll all have the same battery system that you can interchange between bikes, which is a great idea. So you'll be able to go along and go to a petrol station possibly and buy off the shelf a battery that you can plug into a number of different bikes. So it's definitely coming. It's coming. But until you've ridden one, I think it's really difficult to say, because they are fun. They are fun.
That's awesome.
No, fantastic. Well, Alan, we're going to hook up over the next few days about various things and keep planning things. In terms of for anybody watching who will watch this back over our YouTube or Facebook, Bikeworld TV, where can they watch Bikeworld TV?
So Bikeworld is on Sky channel, Free Sports channel on Sky, and it's on Virgin, and we're on Freeview HD as well. So just look for Free Sports. Usually the first showing of the show depends on what's going on. If there's some live sports type stuff of it, can be bumped occasionally, but we're usually on over the weekend. So we were on weekend just gone, and we'll be on in 2 weeks time. So just if you just go through the planner and you see Bikeworld on Free Sports, then you'll catch us there. We're on we've got 3 series on Amazon Prime as well, so you just type Bikeworld into Amazon Prime. They're older series. I'm looking at updating those, so I'm looking to get a new series up there pretty soon. YouTube's obviously the good place, and our Facebook page and things like that. We're always posting stuff and doing stupid stuff on there, which is fun. Internationally, we're pretty good. We're on if any international viewers you have, we broadcast on a German broadcaster called Motorvision. They're in 100 countries around the world.
Wow.
So so we got a really big audience for those. You know, Portugal, America, they've got their own Amazon page as well. And we've just launched on Eastern European motoring channel as well.
Wow.
So as far as
until Alan started telling us all this, I just thought it was Alan Bikeworld. I'm now totally intimidated by the fact that he's this huge global star.
But it is just me. So the truth is, I own it, and I produce it, direct it, do everything, edit it, the whole lot, do the sales, do the sponsorship and everything myself. And I have Chris and a couple of other guys that help me out with it. I have a really good cameraman called Ollie, who, funny enough, does a lot of stills for McLaren and people like that. So he does a lot of the brochure work for all the car guys. He's a very, very talented photographer. He's coming over to the dark side and helping me with video now, which is really, he's the guy that was sitting in the back of the Rolls Royce the other day. And so it's a very small team. But the thing is, we reach an enormous audience, but it's not cars. And that's what our problem is. If we had that audience for cars, we'd be enormous. And that's the thing, there's not so much money in the motorcycle industry, and it's really tough and hard work to keep it going and keep it at that level. If we were doing cars, we would have just taken off and be millionaires by now, because we've got an enormous audience.
We'll talk about having Petrolheadonism TV under license, Alan.
I can help you with
that. Oh dear.
Science.
I can get you some broadcast time. Let's put it like that. Without any problems.
Wow. Okay. Well, no, mate. I'm absolutely thrilled to have met you through our mutual friend James at EBC Brakes.
Yes.
And we've got some exciting things happening. I love EBC. I literally, if you cut me open, I bleed Lamborghini and EBC Brakes.
Well, they've come on board now as one of our sponsors. So for the next year, we're going to be creating content for them. They want to grow their network, and we're going to be helping out with some of the bike content, and testing some stuff for them. Chris, our rider, is really good at testing stuff. He's very talented, and they like the feedback on how things work. So we're actually going to be helping them test some products, do some bits and pieces, and create a load of social content for them out of the content we're already making. So we're out shooting stuff, and I can very easily say to Chris, let's chuck some brakes in this and create some content for EBC. So they're on board now, which is good. So it's another sponsor for us. It all helps.
Did you speak to the guys at the range with the race car? Because they've got Anglesey circuit booked as well, coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah. And I was just thinking content-wise, my GT4 wannabe, driven by my racing driver Ollie Brown, who was running. He was one of the flag girls alongside me on Monday morning.
Well, bike versus car around a track can be amazing. Obviously, this is the way it gets interesting now, because the car obviously would have an advantage because of the grip that it has, the 4 tires, the width of the tires, and everything compared to a bike.
Exactly.
Obviously, the bike then takes it on straights and things like that. That could be very interesting, because that's where it gets a little bit more competitive when you're around a track. So if you want to do some track stuff, so we'll do some track stuff. Chris has done it with auto cars before. We've actually raced autocar guys at Cadwell, I think it was, a few years ago.
But I would be Jason in that Ferrari race car against obviously one of your bikes. But we'll talk. Let's get off air now, because I think it's getting late and we're dwindling down. No, there's still people watching. But Alan, absolute pleasure to have you on Bikeworld TV. Everybody, go check it out.
Nice to meet you guys.
Lovely to meet you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks very much. Take care, guys.
Take care. Thanks, Alan. Mate, I just like every time the network just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
What is going on? I mean, honestly, I was on the phone to Ed Bolian yesterday, and just chatting to him about bits and pieces. And but he is going to be a guest at some point. He doesn't know it yet. It's science, but the circle is getting bigger and bigger. I spoke to you on Sunday, and I said, look, I would love the opportunity to meet Jay Cannon. Like, it's been a big opportunity, big want that I wanted for a long time.
He was wearing very gay shoes, though. They were bright and sparkly and glittery shoes.
Who was?
Slim soles, in fact. Jay Cannon.
Oh, wow. He apparently your mum said that we were both lovely, so back off, all right? I don't know if you noticed, I had some pretty awful shoes as well. So,
mate, right, I'm gonna go and have a snack, get a drink, and I've got work to do till 1 a.m. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Sam, what you got planned for the next few days?
I've got something very, very special. Watch this space. My YouTube channel, episode 11, Hard Up Garage, has been a bit dormant for a while because my videographer's had to take life by the reins and concentrate on his life and putting food on the table. Episode 11 is ready next week. It's going to come out 12 and 13, the finale at SEMA. And then I've got something very, very big to discuss with you, Mr. Chiro. So give me a call.
Phone after this. What have I got to say? Oh, I'm going to take my daughter Ella to Bulldog Services at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning because she really likes a KFC on a Sunday. So I'm going to Bulldog Services. Have I made that clear?
That's science. I'm going to Bulldog Services at 11 o'clock for KFC.
So on that note, good night. God bless. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again next week at 9.
Stay safe, world.
power to weight ratio as a Ferrari 488. Where's mine?
Is Chiro Champion signing off. You've been tuned in to